Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout that I got completed at the crops. So if you see a different background, that's why I got these done in October. I went away, it was supposed to be the whole weekend. I ended up going for 2 days, the Saturday and Sunday. I came home like at 1. So from Saturday morning at 9:30 till Sunday at 1, I managed to get 22 pages done, and I was really happy with that. I had brought 30 page kits with me. This is actually layout 16. And when I looked at this pattern paper, I mean, it is super busy. It made me think of New York right away. But when I looked at that, I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to cut that out and make it so that I just use part of that pattern paper and put it to the left side of the layout. And there's taxis on there, there's like big buildings, and I really like how I like the colors and I like how the layout turned out. So again, before I turned on the recording, I cut apart all my digital prints because when I put them into the page kit, I didn't have them cut apart. So before I would turn on the camera, I would cut them apart. And my goodness, you could just see my scissors going there. That's me talking. I do talk with my hands quite a bit. I am French. I was sitting with my buddy Karen, and we live probably less than 10 minutes apart. But for some reason, the only time that we really hang out is at crops. And I mean, right now it's understandable with everything that's going on, but in the summer when we can walk outside, we're going to need to hang out more. We were going to start doing that, and then the cold weather got here, so that is definitely something that we'll be doing next year. So I cut down that pattern paper, like I said, following kind of the roads, and that's going to be to the left of the layout. Then I took a doily, and then now I'm mounting my photo. And this is a photo we took at a crosswalk in New York, and 3 of the girls in there, we stayed in the same hotel room, and the other girl, she was a brave soul. She went on the trip all by herself, didn't know anybody that was going. So one of the days she hung out with us and did everything that we did. So that was fun. So already I know exactly what I want to do, so I'm going to start gluing down. And I have to say, it makes me a little sad to see my hand to be able to do, whatever it wants, because right now I can tell you my right hand, it's not doing good like that. I started the occupational therapy last Wednesday or Tuesday, and she gave me some exercises, and I'm doing them 4, 5, 6 times a day, depending on how much time I have. And it takes about half an hour to 40 minutes because I need to put heat on my arm for about 10 minutes before I start to kind of loosen it up a little bit. And then I do the exercises. And, it says to do it at least 3 times a day, but I'm trying to do it a little bit more because I want this arm. And she said it was okay. She told me if you can do it more than 3 times, then you go ahead and you do that because it's just going to make your arm move a little better. Now, this Wednesday, I start physio because the weight of the cast messed up my shoulder. So not only does my wrist not want to move, my shoulder, I cannot lift my arm above my head, for example, anymore. So that physio is starting this week, and physio is going to be concentrating on my shoulder, and the occupational therapy is going to be focusing on my wrist and my arm. So I just want to give you a little update. I'm starting to do a little bit more with my arm, but I know I have a long ways to go. Now, next thing I want to talk about is my new adventure that I started. I don't know if you knew, but on December 31st, 2020, I retired from, or gave my resignation. I'm not old enough to retire, apparently, is what they told me. But I gave my resignation as of December 31st, 2020. I would have been old enough in May, but I just could not put in that extra 5 months. It was just time. It was time for me to move on. I have to say, the entire time that I wrote my letter, which I I made it really super positive. I told him that it was the right career choice for me. I loved my career choice, although at times it was very frustrating, and challenging and heartbreaking. I'm still glad that I did that as a career. And so I finished December 31st, 2020, and then I launched my new adventure, which is Patreon, as of January 1st, 2021. Which with that, there's going to be tons of videos. And at the end of the video, I have the Patreon sheet that gives you all the different tiers. I have bronze, silver, and gold, and what you get in each tier. And talking about that, I have to give a shout out to all my new patrons. The first video I did, I said there was 4 patrons that signed up even before I had put out my Patreon video. So now there's 29 new ones. So I'm going to I have to give a shout out. At the end, I have a place where I put everybody's name as a thank you. I feel so honored and blessed that you're sponsoring me every month with your hard-earned money, and I appreciate it. So in no particular order, I'm just going from my Patreon, and I'm going to give you everybody that signed up. And first of all, I want to say if I butcher your name, I apologize. I'm so bad with names, but here we go. Karen Hewitt, bronze. Laura Jane Thompson, gold. Angela Beckel, gold. Alicia Pels, gold. Renee Hurth, bronze. Sandy Holterfield, gold. Tracy Lautenschlager, I think that's how you say her name, gold. Raylan Ivany, gold. Moira O'Reilly, gold. Nora Price, bronze. Kathy Stahl, gold. Wendy Herrera, gold. Ruby Haddock, gold. Nikki Scrapper, gold. Lynn Hampton, silver. Glenna, there's no last name, bronze. Deborah Busey, gold. Karen Moser, bronze. Robin Scott, bronze. Sue Schwartz, bronze. And this one is just T. Bronze. Marcy Grange, gold. Jane Davidson, bronze. Jody Ulrich, gold. Linda Bozeman, silver. Ruth Mazzone, bronze. Cheryl Bishop, bronze. Chrissy Champigny, gold. And Kate Smithart, gold. Whew, 29. I can't believe it. Thank you so much. So it's already started. I changed the schedule a little bit. The Make a Page Kit video was later in the month, and then when I looked at it, I'm like, no, it makes more sense to put it at the beginning of the month so that you can see what we're using, the page kits that we're using to make the pages, and then make page kit number 2, which is for the gold. That is going to be next Monday, and always make page kit number 2 is going to be for the lives, and the first live is going to be on January 16th. Now, the next thing that I will let you know is my next virtual crop is in January. It's going to be January 22nd to 24th. And on Wednesday and Friday, I'll talk a little bit more about the virtual crop and how it's going to go down. But let's go back to this layout. One of the things that I love to do, where the pattern paper ends, I tuck that photo and then I put a piece of cardstock. It's one of my digital prints. It's the grid, and then I put an embellishment cluster right on top of it, and I just found that everything just fits nice and snug all together. And another thing I love to do is to take some of my circles and overlay them over top my viewfinders. This was another layout that came together really quickly. It was 19 minutes. So here are all the names of all the people that have signed up for my Patreon. Thank you again, and I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.